In the heart of a forgotten town, nestled deep within an ancient, sprawling forest, lived an old woman named Mara. Her life was a quiet tapestry woven with threads of sorrow and unrelenting hope. Every single evening, as twilight bled into the inky blackness of night, she would perform a small, sacred ritual. She'd take a single white candle, place it carefully on her windowsill, and as the flame danced to life, she would whisper the same desperate plea into the darkness, a prayer carried on the wind. "Come home, my son. Please, please come home." The townsfolk, however, knew a different story. They spoke in hushed tones, their eyes filled with a mixture of pity and unease. They knew the heartbreaking truth that Mara could never bring herself to accept. Her son wasn't just lost. He'd passed away in a tragic accident a full decade ago. Her nightly vigil was a monument to a memory, a refusal to let go of a ghost. But the story doesn't end there. In fact, that's where the real mystery begins. Travelers and late-night wanderers, those who dared to pass by her secluded cottage after the clock struck 12, would share chilling tales. They swore that every midnight, without fail, a tall, slender shadow would materialize beside her window. It stood perfectly still, a silent sentinel in the gloom, its form indistinct, but its presence undeniable. It never moved, never made a sound. It just watched. Was it a trick of the moonlight? A figment of collective fear? Or was it something else, drawn to the lonely beacon of a mother's love?
Ow.
The locals debated, but no one had an answer. They just knew to stay away from Mara's house after dark. One night the heavens themselves seemed to weep for her. A ferocious storm descended upon the town. A tempest of howling winds and crashing thunder that shook the very foundations of the old wooden houses. The rain fell in relentless sheets, a torrent that sought to wash away the world. Inside Mara's cottage, the little flame that had burned so faithfully for 10 long years fought bravely against the drafts. It flickered, it sputtered, it danced a frantic ballet against the encroaching darkness. And then, with a final, shuddering sigh, it went out. The window was plunged into blackness. The next morning, an eerie silence had fallen over the town. The storm had passed, leaving behind a world washed clean and unsettlingly quiet. A neighbor, worried by the unusual stillness, decided to check on the old woman. She approached the cottage, her steps slowed, her eyes widened. The window, it wasn't dark, was glowing. A soft, warm light emanated from within. But it wasn't the familiar solitary flame. This morning, perched on the weathered windowsill, were 2 candles, their flames burning side by side, bright and steady against the morning light. And of Mara she was gone. No one in that small, lonely town ever saw her again. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoy stories that linger in the shadows of your mind, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you never miss another dark tale. We'll see you in the next one.